Jeez. Well, we are live, I think. About to check. See if we have audio. Okay, we do have audio. Let's go, baby. All right. Hopefully everything's good. Drawing some 90s S's. No. Okay. All right. Make sure y'all are in live chat and not top chat. That way you can see everything. So Henry, Groundfog, Marco, Broke AZ, Joe, Malcolm, sir, Neil, howdy, Cheeto Blue Man Group Dito, howdy, SFG Man, howdy, Scooter, howdy, and David. Hello. Hope everybody's doing well. No S's. These were it's Mallery. It's kind of hard to read, but I was just grateful. Howdy. Trying to get like everything to look the same. So you got MALLER, right? And then Y. So, anyways, how's everybody doing today? I hope y'all are doing well. Hopefully my music's not too loud. Just a little something for me to have in the background. So, how was y'all's weekend? I hope y'all had a good weekend. Mine was a eventful one, and I'll leave it there. But yeah. Is the palindrome the one you can put in a mirror? Stevie! Hello, sir. Stevie, got everything resolved. Fingers crossed. But yeah. I don't know what palindrome means. I used to, but if it's... So you can put this in a mirror and it's the same. So if that's what that means, then yes. So let's see if I can show y'all what I mean. I don't know if you can flip a... Oh yeah, you can. So here's a mirror feature. Pretty cool. The only difference is like you can see where the L's are connected. Like that's the only way I can tell if it's actually backwards or not. But other than that, it's still very much mirrored. So yeah. Anyways. Ooh. Yeah, so I have nothing really new. Thank you, Grateful. Appreciate that. nothing really new to like announce. No real updates or anything like that. But you know, I figured this is better than just sitting around. So, um, yeah. So I know I did a stream last focus. I know I did a stream last Monday. Um, but if the way things have been, everything is just a blur. So I don't really like feel like I did a live, you know. And then I didn't do Friday night. Maddie, hello. Um, because I had some plans as well. So yeah, which was fun. That was much needed stuff. But anyways, hopefully I can get back in the groove of everything now. Um, you know, just a lot. I know everybody's got a lot of stuff going on, but man, it's like stuff happens and it's just feels like it just doesn't end, right? So everything's good um now, and I'm back on track to start going back to work, or well, working on the customs. Um oh, I should have brought it down here. Uh who is this who is this Maddie guy, and how did he get moderator? Um I should have got it. Anyway, I got a prototype this week or last week. I should have brought it down here, but I did not. So I ended up getting a prototype kitchen knife. I haven't posted it publicly yet. I don't think. No, I think Maddie. I think I showed it. I sent it to Maddie, and Maddie showed it Friday. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, so I have shown it. So I ended up getting a kitchen knife um prototype in. It is a 7-inch or an 8-inch chef's knife. Um and it's got my signature kind of like the sweep to the point. Yeah, okay. So yeah. So it's got the sweep, like the little, the way I do the spines. So it's got the spine going, and then it's got kind of a swell. So it's not necessarily a point, but it's got, excuse me, but it has a palm swell, and then it goes back into itself. Um, I definitely should have brought it down here. I didn't even think about it, but this is uh, a production prototype, so um, that's very very exciting. Because um I have had kitchen knives prototyped before, and on my last one, which was an actual chef's knife as well, 3 of the 4 prototype handles had broken because I ended up doing an internal pin setup. So I designed like an internal pin thing, and they made it, and then 3 of the 4 handles broke in drop testing. So they decided not to go on with the production of the kitchen knives. So which is fine. Obviously we could have just went to standard pins, but I just don't think it was the right time. But anyways, uh so now this is seems like it's going to be legit. I've been using it all week. It's pretty nice. I was doing some small dice today, uh and it cuts really well. Um so I think a little bit more testing, maybe another week's worth of testing, and just to kind of get more food tested, like more types. Um, should be good, I think, though. So that's the only update for me. Uh, besides that, I think that's actually it. Um, Amid, hello. Goondocks, howdy. My Knife Journey, what's up, man? Uh, but yeah. So the H2Os are in production, obviously. Um, but they haven't said anything because I asked them last week or like maybe Friday night, Thursday night. I don't remember when, but recent. Um, if the timeline was still the same, so like if we're still in the goal of or on schedule for late May, which is this month, or early June. Um, Greg, howdy. So, uh, they didn't say anything, and I'm kind of thinking no news is good news. Um, so I'm hopefully that's still on schedule, and then I need to message Riot just to see uh if these have got into prototyping as well. I did already pay for everything, so hopefully they just put me on like the whatever who I don't know the prototyping list, but I don't know how long that list is, and hopefully they've done that. But they also said that it would be around early June I would get these. The goal is to get these before Blade Show. That way I can my hand looks shiny, but it's not. It's the light. Uh the goal is to get these before Blade Show. That way I can show the companies like, hey, I'm getting these made. Would you be interested? You know what I mean? Like in exclusives, blah blah blah. So I have one company in mind already that I'm going to ask. The only bad thing is since I've already done my variants, is like if I ask them to do exclusives, they have to pick out of the ones I've already done. Because I could always change whatever for the company, but I don't really want to, mostly because I'm lazy. Uh, Obviously anodizing is way different. That's easy. But as far as like if they want certain finishes or whatever, blah blah blah, then that's different. But we shall see. I'm going to pitch the idea to a couple companies and see. So the main thing is because I don't want to um I'm getting tired of doing pre-orders as well, but it's like I think this will be the last one because the H2O did well, and I know I'm gonna have extras to sell, so that's gonna help with the next. Uh, it would help with the Spectra. The only thing is how much of the gap would it be to, you know, how much would I need to do a pre-order if at all. I just don't want to, but we'll see. So but anyways, I feel like, in my opinion, the way the Spectra looks now with the inlays and stuff, I really don't think it's gonna have an issue with um the pre-orders. If I'd had to, you know what I mean? The only thing is, and you guys will see, so when me and Riyadh were going back and forth on the inlays, uh we were going back and forth on whether or not it should be raised inlay or flat. So we had finished the renders for the raised inlay, so it would look something like this, right? Where it's very subtle, you know what I mean? But you could tell, right? So with it being flat scales, with the raised inlay also being flat, I think it would have been nice. Like, it would have been okay. Obviously, me carrying these for so long, flat scales with no inlay, I'm like, the inlay should be flat in my head. So that's the last thing I need to actually decide on, is if the inlays are going to be flat or if I'm going to make them raised. So yeah, which I don't know. I'll have to do like research just to see. Does the raised make for more comfortable? I have no idea, because I don't have any raised inlays with flat scales. That would be in line with like a Sabenza with an inlay, and I don't have anything flat with raised inlays. So that would be, I would have to go to like Blade Show and handle a Sabenza or something with inlay, and because theirs are definitely raised and flat. So that would be the best like thing to judge whether or not it would be good, because this is contoured and it's only on one side, so it's not, ideal to compare. The Jake, hello. But I'm so used to this being flat, I wonder, would the inlays make that big of a difference? And being raised, we would have to cut out, because the inlay goes around and underneath the clip. So being raised, we would have to cut that out. That's extra milling. That also means extra cost. The inlay being raised and also having a contour is also cost, instead of just milling it flat. So it all goes into the I don't know. I don't think it's really gonna matter. It's more about like an aesthetic, really. So that's pretty much all I can say on that one. Sabenza inlays feel good in my opinion, but mine is flat tie. Yeah. We'll see. That'll be the last thing I decide on, though. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. So I have to say symmetry on both sides. Flat make for good aftermarket laser ano. Yeah. I mean, the inlays would be symmetrical, or, this, hold on. I'll just pull it up. That way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Actually, I think I have it on my phone. No, go away. Go away. Jim, howdy. Well, because the manufacturer is going to do what I say. But that's what the issue was with them, was like, if we go flat scales, then I can't do hidden screws. So if I do hidden screws, we have to go with raised inlays. And then I cut out underneath the clip, and they're like, well, we can't do that because of the screw, even though there was 2 screws on this side. They're like, we can't do that. So then I said, okay, well, then we'll just go with the epoxy. Then they changed it back from the raised to flat, because I was doing epoxy, even though we only agreed on one of the things and not changing 2 of the things. So Um, it was very back and forth, but it doesn't matter because I can always get it changed. Like, especially a prototype. So, um, but I'm doing it the I'm having the prototypes made the way I wanted them originally. So I'll go from there. But yeah, it's a whole thing. Let's see. So here's with the raised inlay, right? It looks pretty good. And it's symmetrical, of course. The lines are symmetrical. The only thing is, because it's the frame, I'm doing a little inlay here on the lock bar. And then let's see if I can show the cut. I don't know if I have that picture here. But you can see, okay, so like you can see in this picture, that's a lot going on. This is the wire frame for the knife. So which one is it? So this one is the screw for the inlay on the lock side, and this is the other screw for the inlay. So because it's here, if I were to cut it flat so that there would be um you know, it would look like this, that way you could have the pocket clip be easy in and out. It was raised, and so I cut it flat so that there would be nothing to interfere with the materials going underneath the clip. They're like, we can't do that. So anyways, it doesn't matter, but it changed everything, which I'm not mad at it, you know. And like I said, that was how I wanted it originally, so that's what I'll be going with. And then here's all the, let's see, and then here's all the variants. So we have full DLC belt satin with Timascus, and the backspacers are going to match the inlay material. So that's going to be really cool. This one is a DLC with bronze anodizing and a black micarta. It's kind of hard to see. That's a little better. So yeah, and a black micarta, which is going to be cool. This one's going to be Stonewash DLC and Stonewash DLC titanium inlay with just like a blasted frame. Then we have some frosted satin going on, so like kind of like a, I wouldn't say a polished, but like a polished stonewashing with crystallized tie and like a bead blasted handle. This one's going to be a stonewash with bead blasted green micarta, and then just a belt satin with a stonewash handle. And then they didn't have the dunes in the thickness that I wanted, so we ended up going with another type of fat carbon, and I don't remember. But anyways, like I said, we're gonna have the matching bag spacers that for the inlays, so it's gonna be pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about that, but these are gonna be sick. So yeah. Yeah, the thing, so Jim, the thing for me personally is like, I guess because I know what I'm doing, and it's not to be like arrogant, but it's like to know it, okay, so to know what I'm doing and to know what I want, right? Those are kind of different worlds, right? Because I can only go so far with what I'm doing, and then to what I want, right? And then on top of that, then it has the company. It's like, whatever, like the chart. Then it's like what the factory's capable of, and also what they can do. Like, which, I mean, that's obviously synonyms, but it's like I could want everything under the sun, right? But I can only make it to a certain degree, and then they go and change it, based off of what their machines can do, which is totally, that happens. I'm used to that part, but I'm not. And then I understand them going, okay, well, we're going to raise the inlay up because we need room for the screws. Okay, I get that. But then it's like, okay, well, I can't cut this out. And I told them that. I'm like, we can't do this because of the the room under the pocket clip is going to get cramped. Like, it's going to be catchy. It's not going to be good. And I hate terrible pocket clips. I will sell knives, I don't care how good they are, because they have a bad pocket clip. Doesn't matter if I can change it, whatever. I don't want it. Um so anyways, I cut it out. I'm like, okay, we're not going to do the screws, but because I cut it out, I sent them another render. We went back and forth on these renders. I sent them, this would be like render number 3 or 4. I sent them the new render and said, okay, no screws, but here's the new cutout. They said, okay. So then they took that version with the raised inlays. Their engineers went back through it and flattened the inlays because now we're going with epoxy. So now instead of changing one thing, they changed two things. And then I think I had also changed the cutout to the inside of the frame. They changed it. I could be mistaken. I don't remember, but it was back on this side. And then they also changed my cutout. So instead of this like 45-degree angle, it's just a curve, and it's gonna look kind of weird. It doesn't look kind of. It is kind of weird, because now that also changes a new aesthetic. As far as like lines go, and it's just nitpicking at this point, but it's just so like strange. Like, why would you change that? Because I know it's fine. So here's the actual. So here's the actual file. So you see now we have rounded lock bar cutouts, which is okay, but that's not like, I don't want that. And plus this gap looks ridiculous. Like, I hope it's not that wide. Like, this looks terrible. You could fit like a quarter through there, right? Like, I don't want that. But and here's the issue we were talking about. So because we had the inlay, so we'll go transparent. So you can see the, where the inlay goes. And there was a screw right in the middle. So anyways, but I didn't want it raised. Let me see if I have another one. I do not. There were so many files. Is it this one? Not supported. Guess not. But anyways, I'm rambling, but yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm paying them, but still, it's like, I can want all I want, but it also depends. I know they can do it, right? It's Riyadh. They're great, but it also depends on like what their machines can do, or whoever's the engineer on this project, what they're capable of. Shane, howdy, sir. Um, yeah, I mean it is what it is, right? They're prototypes. Uh, Things change even from prototypes to production, even if you don't change anything. I had I had so the H2O actually, they sent me the new file for the H2O, and let me see if I can pull that up. Yeah, so here's the new H2O, right? And so if you look, um, so we'll do comparisons. Uh, by the way, this is a free app. It says subscribe so you can use all these things, but this is a free app, and it's called um Glo Glovius? Glovius? Anyways, uh, yeah, it's called Glovius, and it's free. So if you have any step files, which are STP files or OBJ files or anything like that, you can open them in this app. Glovius. I think that's how you spell it. Yeah, Glovius. And anyways, uh, so this is how I open files in my phone. So you can see all the jimping. You can also hide these parts. Pretty cool. So, anyways, uh, okay. So what's different here than on the actual knife? So you can tell the pocket clip is different, right? So this is the actual pocket clip that I'm going with, which is the Force V2 pocket clip. It's shrunk down, but you can see it's going to hit roughly the same spot. Ignore the screw holes. Um, but you can see it lines up with the points. So that's going to be cool. Also, we still have the reversible, you know, filler tab, but it's a lot smaller. You see how this one's like huge? And then we went with hidden screw on the inside. And the blade has changed a little bit as well, which is the thing I'm most excited about. So it's a little wider than this one, which is great. It's not really noticeable, but I think, and I don't really want to promote it too much, but if you look, I think this is hollow ground. Hello? Which is pretty epic in my book. Which these are flat. My render is or my actual file itself is hollow, so I think they only did hollows on the protos and then whatever. But either way, if it's actually hollow ground, that's going to be nuts and very exciting. So super stoked. But yeah, this is one of the coolest, I think, like apps to have, especially if you do 3D rendering. You can't draw on a napkin with a crayon like everyone else. I know, man. And a crayon is like, they break so easily. So I don't see how people do that. Like them's professionals right there. I'd be scared to death to randomly open my phone on camera. Yeah, this is my business. This is my business phone. You know what I mean? So I ain't got nothing besides my music. I'm nothing to hide. Got nothing to hide. I just reverse flick the tip of my knife into my other hand. Try not to let my wife see me bleeding next time. In bed. Jeez, dude. Sheesh. Well, it's a good thing you're a doctor, right? Tis but to scratch. Oh, what's happening out here? Yeah. Also, I've been using this knife, so this one's bead blasted, and you can see it's starting to get a little bit of wear already. I've been carrying it for like 2 weeks now. Oh, thanks, Stevie. Dude, so the thing with like that's the good thing too when you make obviously when you make your own stuff, you do whatever you want, right? So, um but like I was saying earlier, making something is different than or like making something I want is different than having a company make it for me. The way they can make it is different. If that makes sense. Like their machines can only do so much. So, I'm very picky, especially when you're paying the company to do something. Oh, that's where I was going with the Riot thing. So I think because I know what I'm doing in CAD and like seeing them change all this stuff, they're not used to people going, no, no, no. Like, because how many people are actually doing their own CAD work these days? You know what I mean? Like, of course, you have the big wigs, you have like Ferrum Forge, people like that, right? Um, Other CNC people, obviously, they all do CAD, and then like Loot, me, a few others. But like, so when a company sends you something back and you're like, "Why did you change this? I didn't ask for that." So there can be friction, right? Whereas if I had no idea what I was doing and they sent me a knife back and said, "Okay, this is what we did," it's like, "Oh, awesome, blah 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 blah." But it's like, no, because I know, okay, you changed my like a certain company changed my internals. So I had this internal setup where the blade stops, you know, was or the stop pins were in the blade and they changed it to a standard stop pin. And I'm like, I worked hard to get this internal area working the way I wanted it to and everything to spec also. It's different if you can't do it as a company, but I know the companies are capable of doing certain things, which is why I picked these companies. So the company I sent that knife to, I knew they had the capability of doing the blade stops, and they still changed it. So that was very upsetting to me. But it's like anybody else, they can just say, "Oh, I want this stuff," and then they get the knife back. However, and then they go, "Oh yeah, that looks so cool because you made it. It's working. It's functioning. Blah blah blah." But people like, you know, I'm like that's not even remotely close to how I had it. So, anyways, um, but like DreamTech, they did a great job. They kept everything exactly how I wanted it. That's another flaw too, though, where it's like if okay, let's say because I've had some designs where it was like a major flaw, like that I didn't catch, and they're like, okay, we made the knife, blah blah blah, and then it's like, oh, this is terrible. Like, what happened? And then you go back through your file, which is also how you learn. But you go back through your file and like, okay, I could have done this way better. Um, so it's like on one hand, they do exactly what you want, but if you're, I guess, more inexperienced or you overlook something, it could be a major issue, which I have done. So, but like DreamTech, they did this exactly how I wanted it, minus the pocket clip. I had a very similar clip, but like this wasn't ideal. This is huge, right? And but this is their clip, but it's in the similar vein of what I had, so I'm not too caught up about it. Um, and then of course they didn't do the hollows. That was it. So I'm excited to see how the production ones turn out, because it's always a risk just running it versus having new prototypes made. But that would slow down production by 3-4 weeks. So because I was so happy with how this turned out, I was more than comfortable letting them start production with the changes I needed. And then Riot being Riot, I'm not too worried about anything that they do. It's just purely more aesthetic things that they had done, like rounding the lock bar. Like, this is not an issue. I don't see why they would change that, but that's something they felt like they needed to change for whatever reason. They changed my pocket clip placement. So originally it was like this, where it was flush with this line, or well, it matched this line of the handle. So they moved it 5 degrees up, and that's why I moved the clip up this way. So it's roughly there, um, which I don't have an issue with it, because now it matches this line. So it's still matching something, but it's just not what I wanted them to do. So it's kind of, and they fought me on that one. They did not want to change it back to this. Don't know why. But yeah, we went back and forth five or six different emails about changing this back, and they would not do it. So that kind of upset me. I get why they don't, because of lock bar pressure, tapping, things like that. But still, it's like I just gave it up. I don't mind it like this, so it's whatever. But everything was purely aesthetic. So, and I think it was just those two issues or three with the inlays. But it's whatever, you know. Once I get the prototypes, I'll see, okay, this is what needs to change. That's why we do prototypes. Okay, I need to change this. I need to, put the pocket clip back, raise the inlays, da da da. So it's not a huge deal. It is what it is. It's part of the process of doing prototypes, and I don't mind that at all. And that's also how I learn as, a knife designer, and also how I learned what factories can do, can't do. And in turn, I'm sure they learn from, I don't think they're going to learn from me, but I'm sure that's how they learn from other people doing different things, especially with like combinations, or variants or whatever. So, things like that. It's cool. Plus it's Riot, so I'm stoked. We'll see. It's just kind of, it is what it is type thing, but yeah. And worst case scenario is I just get new prototypes, so not a big deal. If you want to produce me some corn, I want you to produce me some produce. I don't know if I get that one. Dan Stan, howdy. But yeah, I'm excited. I do love this knife a lot. So, and the fact that it's not changing, like in my head, I'm like, okay, it's still going to be this overall blueprint, is like, it's very good to me. Instead of having to worry about the inlay being raised, if that's going to be an issue. But like I said, at Blade Show, I'll handle some Sabenzas, check it out, see if I like it. Ultimately, I should have done a couple with the raised inlay and then a couple without. But I didn't want to. So it is what it is. I thought Stevie would have sent that video to you. My bad. What happened? Oh, I don't know. Anyways, that's all my ranting for knives. Sorry, but it's cool. It's just being in the process is really cool. And ultimately, they want to do their best so that because they want you to do well, you know, but they also want you to do well so that people can go, oh, who did the OEM for this? And then when you say, oh, well, Riot, or you go, oh, this is Artisan, by the way. Artisan did these. I'm just using it as an example. Artisan did an amazing job on these, by the way. Um, I'm just using this as an example for the Riot ones. I don't have a Riot knife, but if you go, oh, well, Riot did this one, and they go, oh, well, who did this one? You go, well, Artisan did these. And then you go, oh, well, who did this knife? And you go, well, Dream Tech. People will be like, oh, that's so cool because, like, somebody might go, oh, I like how they did your M. You go, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Or I like how they did the backspacer, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with the Forest, right? Like, Artisan just absolutely amazing job on these. And, you know, it's flush. The transition, you're not going to feel that. Um, like it's cool. Some are blends, um but yeah, like you're not gonna feel that transition. So yeah, it also helps promote that factory in particular as well and what they can do. So everybody wins in this situation. I'm just saying. So like they're not gonna be like, well, if you're not happy with it, then why even why even do it? Do you know what I mean? So yeah. So what did everybody carry today? Type down below in the chat. Did I win? Yes, sure. All right, my bad. Yeah, so what did everybody carry today? I carried the H2O, of course. Um, I say it a lot, but this knife is hard to get out of my pocket, honestly. I was tempted to carry this knife Saturday or Sunday. I picked it up, put it right back down, picked up the H2O. So, yeah, it's too good of a knife, honestly. Um, like I'm so excited for you guys to get these. Could zoom out a little bit. But yeah, very, very excited. Carried my Viper Bellone? Belloni? Belloni? What? Hadros prototype? You have a Hadros prototype? Boker Midgard's Messer. Ah, nice. I've been using my Devlin? Davelin the last few days. Cool. Oh, the Midgard's Messer Davlin? Is that? I'm sure that's how that's pronounced. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Scooter, you have a Hadros prototype? On Whatnot, the disrespect. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty cool considering that knife has been discontinued for like 4 years. That's pretty sweet. Oh, what was the handle? I mean, I know it's G10, but what color was it? Excuse me. Para 3, Kubi, Cayman, Cold Steel, Bird, and Game, and Olaton's Mini Mastiff. Very nice. Scooter, no. I mean, if they're selling them, you know, that's them. That's cool, man. Dude, let me get mine so people can see it. Um, I don't have an unmodified one here, but so this is standard, of course. The production one is micarta, okay, and so this is the prototype G10, okay. But the thing is the screw placement is different. Because I tried to swap. Um, I'm pretty sure I tried to swap scales at one point. Yeah, you see, it's just ever so slightly different. But yeah, man, Jim, everybody's on Whatnot now. Savivi, um, Artisan, CJRB. Well, we obviously everybody. Uh, but yeah, Artisan, Savivi. Um, who else? I think Tuya. I think Tuya's on Whatnot now as well. Um, I'm not sure, but everything else on the prototype is basically the same. Like you get the belt satin, hollow, but it's D2, as these are 10 CR, 15 MOV. So these are D2. So D2 and G10, which is pretty sick. McNeese is going on Whatnot. I I get it for the right reasons, but for me personally, it's just not something I'm interested in. Um, More power to him, you know. But yeah, I do like the prototype a lot. That polish is kind of harsh. I don't know. Like I have opinions on Whatnot, but remember when Whatnot was like a and Whatnot? They have all kinds of stuff and Whatnot. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all can see the actual comparison. Basically, it's honestly it's just the premium version of the Hadros. Yeah, they did a good job. T-Kill does great on Whatnot. Some companies do good. Um, it's more so like the retailers. I'm not like appreciative of. Some of them do right, but some of them use loopholes to get around certain things, and I can see that. Like it's blatant that they're like, "Oh, well these are trade-ins, so we're just going to," but they're really just liquidating, what they can't sell. Do you know what I mean? They can say whatever they want and try to defend it, but everybody knows, okay, they've had these knives sitting for X amount of years. They're just liquidating. So, and that's no, they're not supposed to because they're not holding up to map pricing on certain things and da 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 da. It could be a whole bunch of worms, but whatever. But then some people do the right thing and they go, okay, well, we can't, all right, we have 5 of these at, you know, whatever the price is for map pricing. Then they go, okay, go ahead. And whoever wins that gets it for that price. So I can appreciate those people, but I got worms. Yeah. Our pets' heads are falling off. We'll have your money. What is it? What's the quote? We have your money, gas man. How do they know I have gas? These guys are good. Yeah. I think Whatnot's a little weird. I saw somebody, I won't say who, but I saw somebody, right? They only sell their brand of knives. Obviously, that's the point, right? But here's the weird thing, okay? They were selling a pocket clip, just a pocket clip for one of their models. And they're like, okay, we're going to start debating at blah, blah, blah. And it's like, okay, in all of Whatnot, even of all the people in your targeted audience on Whatnot, how many percentage own that knife, which is probably like 1 or 2%, right? How many own that knife, and how many are gonna buy that pocket clip? Why would you sell just a pocket clip? Like sell the clip with the knife instead of just being like, oh well, we have 2 of these. Here's one pocket, a singular pocket clip. It was such a weird thing, and it's like, what are y'all doing? Like, I wouldn't just be like, oh, I have a screw. Here. I have this pen refill. Um, it's only for X pen, but there you go. It was just some Timascus pocket clip for their knife. But I mean, there was like, I don't know, 100 people in their stream or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Scooter, exactly. But yeah, Jim, that's what I mean. It's like of all the people in that chat, like how many own that one knife? Like, do you know what I mean? It's gonna be like it's 1 to 2% people, honestly. So if you have 100 people, then you have maybe 1 or 2 people that have that knife because that's a whole new crowd now, right? The Whatnot people. So, you know, it's just more eyes that you're trying to get. But if they're new to you, they're not going to have that knife and they're not going to buy the clip. So it's just weird. Oi, oi, oi. What are you talking about? Y'all know where I can get a pocket clip for my knife? Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's just whatever, right? You do what you want to do, man. But like I said, selling the just a pocket clip and no knife? Stevie, how was the bike ride, sir? We're doing well on this Monday. Um, yeah, man, dude. So I told certain people what had happened this weekend. But anyways, dude, Stevie, that was rough. I mean, it was easy. I mean, getting all the proper stuff and then doing it was easy, but yeah, it just sucked. What even is Whatnot? So Whatnot, growing up, Whatnot was just like, it's just things, right? So it's just things and stuff is Whatnot. Obviously, that's self-explanatory. But the app is like, it's just like a selling place for everything. So like if you're interested in comic books, they have comics. If they have jewelry, they have watches, they have knives, they have like electronics, um they have everything. That's why they call it Whatnot. And then you pick like the category that you want to be interested in, and then you can go through all the people who are live and selling things and buy that stuff. So like if I ever got on there, it would be to sell the extra Spawn comics that I have, because I have tons of duplicates. I have like duplicates of 1 through like 25, 1 through like 30 as a whole, like completed, and then I have a bunch of duplicates in between. I would just sell those off. But like I wouldn't do it for this, cuz you have people that, you know, I mean, in any industry, they're going to whatever. Like people will on Whatnot. This is what annoys me too. In the comic books, they'll sell a comic book that came out that week. Cover price is like $2.99, right? Bid it up. They'll bid. Bro, you're selling a comic book for $2.99. I can go buy that today for $2.99, and you're trying to auction it off. Makes no sense. Anyway, so there's people like that, but some people are good people and whatever. But like stuff that's hard to get, that's way different. Of course. But that's with everything, right? So I'm just ranting, but like I don't think I would auction off my comics unless it was the actual 1 through 20 completed series, cuz they're all, I mean, they're duplicates to me, but they're still all like first prints, you know what I mean? They're all bagged. They're all like mint. But I would only sell those as a complete collection. I would not separate those. And then I have like some like limited series I bought duplicates of in the Spawn realm, so that, because I knew, okay, they're only making 6 of these, they're not making any more, by duplicates, right? So things like that. But like here's number 75, right? Just a random, like, okay, here, $3 or $5 and you can take it. So whatever, it is what it is, but just random. I do have Gunslinger. I haven't been to the comic book store in a while, just because I've, you know, um, but like I basically have completed 1 through 100. and then I have basically 200 through 370, and then I have like bits in between, like 100s. You see, like, so these are what I have, and then Gunslinger, I have basically 1 through 48 at the moment. But yeah, I just try to get like all the first issues, and then after that, I really don't try to collect anything. I'm doing Sam and Twitch. Um, Sam and Twitch, Gunslinger, Scorched, and King Spawn are the ones I'm collecting, and Spawn, of course, are the ones I'm collecting like through and through. Everything else, I'm not really worried about it because King Spawn is going to be the movie, so I want to make sure I have every single one of those. Jesse, howdy. But yeah, but like I have, um, like I even have the Spawn toys. Like they had action figures that had comic books in the sleeves in the back, like the cardboard, so that you could buy. There was only like 5 of them, but I have 3. So I have like Medieval Spawn Witchblade Complete Series, Spawn the Impaler Complete Series, Violator Complete Series, Spawn Blood Feud. I have a bunch of stuff. Then I have like I have Angela like completed series. I have a bunch. I have a bunch. I love Spawn stuff, so yeah. Todd McFarlane does some crazy stuff, especially because he's just like, oh, here's a new series, you know. Love King Spawn's openings. King Spawn. Yeah. Um, Ron, howdy. Yeah. So if anybody wants, I don't really like to bargain or like haggle or anything, but serious. If you have Spawn stuff and I don't have it, uh, talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, hit me up. Because I'd be down to be like, oh yeah, here's a couple knives, depending on value, of course. The Vienna specifically is very dynamic. The Vienna? Picked up the golden designs or Gallibra. Cool. Yeah, so speaking of picking up stuff, um, what are y'all looking forward to, like, for, Blade Show, as far as Blade Show releases and or Blade Show pickups, if you're going? Because, as far as I know, I'm not looking actively for anything in particular. Um, but I have a Grail knife that I'm looking forward to, and it's not this configuration, but I have this picture just as like my goal. You know what I mean? Like what I would like. So I think this picture is from Dr. Frunky, but the Brown Knives LHC. I want this knife so bad. So bad. Here's another one. This was from the internet. So nice. Ron, I don't know. I'm not interested, or I won't say I'm not interested, but it's not been on my mind to do another integral. I think you ask that like every week. Um, it's just something that, it's not really brought up a lot. Obviously, I like the idea, just because it's clean, but um, they're thick, they're heavy, they're cool, they're just expensive. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I'm sure I could. I haven't been doing any work in CAD, um, besides doing what the factories are, you know, like I already had this knife built out, and then I added the inlays, and then me and Riyadh went back and forth for like a month. But I haven't really been actively designing in CAD, so um, I don't know. I'm sure there might be an integral down the road, but for now, it's not really looking like it. Um, because like I said, they're really expensive, and then that market is just kind of like if it's not like a limited thing, then I don't think people are interested. These were limited to 200, and I have a lot of these. And this came out like 4 years ago. So yeah, I'll leave that there, but I have a lot of these. So that shows me where the market is on these particular integrals. Um, and that's not good. You know what I mean? So yeah, it is what it is, but it's not it would not be in my best interest to do that because of how these are sitting. I wouldn't say it's bugging me. I mean, it's not bugging me. It's a genuine question, and I do appreciate that because you're putting it in my head to be like, hey, maybe you should. You know what I mean? Like subconsciously, it'll be like, hey, do an integral. Like you never know. One day I could be like, yeah, well, let's do an integral. And I'll be honest, I've never designed an integral. Like this wasn't designed as an integral. Like that wasn't my intention. So I've yet to do that, mostly because in CAD I don't know how to do that. Um, I would have to take like a block and then like, you know, it would be difficult for me. It would be a challenge for me to make an integral, if that makes sense. Like, because I've never made one. So maybe I could, or I should, as a challenge, you know. But like, look how thick that is, right? Like, that's a lot of titanium. I just think the cost is like, it's just not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not there, or the demand, like the price is not worth it, if that makes sense. I don't know. How much of the pain in the neck would it be to remove the inlay on an integral? Uh, you'd have to take it apart, and then you'd have to, because these are epoxy, you'd have to heat it up, and then I actually don't know. You'd have to try to pry it out without breaking the carbon fiber and without like melting anything. So yeah, you'd have to heat it up with like a heat gun and then do it. I think your integral life is awesome. Is awesome looking. That's the only reason I've been bugging you. I appreciate that, Ron. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should, because like this knife is based on a very early design that came out in 2018, I want to say. And I ended up remaking the design because the company whatever. So I remade the design and re-released it this way. So it's just an old design that was revamped and made like this. So I don't know, maybe I should. Being a cat noob, I just make 2 regular scales in the correct position and then draw the backspacer on the bottom and the top. Yeah, Malcolm, that's what I do. Dude, that's all I do. I can I can tell I'm so bad at CAD. Like I tell people that. Like I just know how to make it what I want it to look like, even though it's not technically right. But yeah, dude, I'll just take the scale and just draw the spacer and then just extrude it as a new component. Not wrong, but there are always more than one street. Yes, sir. Yeah, dude, like Ron, this thing as an integral would be sick. But like it's so thin, I don't think you could I don't know if you could keep it this thin as an integral. Um I mean maybe. I have no idea. But then you'd have to do the pivot this way where you can take this out like a caged thing. It's a whole thing. And then that way you can have like a captive pivot and then you can put the bearings in, washer bearing, you can slide the blade in, continue building bearing washer, put this over it. But like this would be stuff I'd have to learn how to do. Like yeah, that's like a big thickness difference. Kind of wild. But it'd be like I would have to get like a Nirvana or something just to see. So I'd have to get things for research. You know what I mean? Just my excuse of like, oh, I need this to see how they make it, which is true. I would like to do something like this with the integral backspacer. Like, I would like to do something like this. I think this is like cool. I would be the first in line. I appreciate that. Yeah, maybe I should. I don't know. I would like to do something like this. I have been thinking about this for a while though. I will say that. Just the backspacer though. Because at least if you do just this backspacer, then you can just bolt the frame on and have your separate like pivot areas. Like if you unscrew this, this comes off, and same thing with this comes off. So the pivot is its own thing, and then this is the uh I don't know, I don't remember if the frame. Yeah, so the lock bar is actually screwed in, so it's a sub liner lock. So the liner screws in right here. So yeah. So I would like to do something like this. Obviously I would not I'd have to see about if we owns that. Like I know it's an Isham design, it's an Isham thing that he does, but I would have to see if that's like, a we patented thing. So I don't know. Um but yeah. I'm shocked nobody has. I'm. I don't know if I'm sure it's been done before, but I don't know. I know Isham's the one that kind of popularized it, but I would like to for sure. Um, Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll ask like Tuya what the tolerances are on, like how thin can I get an integral frame to keep it like, you know, sturdy. I don't know the word, but structurally sound. If that makes sense. Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Josh, howdy. I don't think you can realistically get an enforceable patent on an idea. Yeah, I don't know, because I'm sure ZT has done something like that, because, they did the subframe locks and sub liner locks and things like that. I think that patent's up, though. But as far as this goes, I have no idea. I know people have done it before, but probably to not this extent. Um, because this is like an integral frame. I mean, an integral spine, but it's a frame. So it's an that that's what is tricky on this one. Because I don't know if the Arrakis is. I've actually taken this knife apart. This is not uh screwed on. So this is actually part of the frame. So this is a legit integral frame lock with the overlays on it, whereas this is a sub liner lock with an integral frame. Confusing, right? So you can see. Let's see, I have too many knives now. Try not to clink these together. So you can see there's no like you can tell that the frame is connected to the actual uh backspacer. Whereas here you can see the screws. So like where's the light? Hello? Anyways, I do have a flashlight. Uh, I do not want to clink these together. Good. Good. All right, let's not do that. So yeah, you can see. And then this one, I used to carry that knife. That's why there's lint in there. Come on. Yeah. It's weird too. It's a different bronze. It's almost blue. like a blue bronze to match the frame, I guess. Everyone in this chat, I gotta help my brother out real quick. All right, no problem, Ron. That's the one thing I like better with the CF Eschaton. The liner blends in. Ah. Man, this thing is so cool. Forever grateful to Malcolm for this one. What an amazing knife that is. Ooh. What do y'all think? Y'all think I should do an integral as well? I know I said I was kind of done with this whole CAD thing, but seeing as I've never properly done a integral, then maybe I should. Maybe I should. So, if y'all haven't seen, We Knives is coming back out with the Arrakis in Vanex. I think it said Vanex. But anyways, so you can get an Arrakis soon, both in carbon fiber and full titanium, I think. Hand satin, and then I think in the black PVD with the satin flats. So that's gonna be cool. I don't think I'll be getting one, but it is gonna be pretty sick, especially in Vanex. But this is a great knife, though. I did carry this for a while. The ergonomics are surprisingly really good. You have this little swell, so it fits in the hand nicely. You have this nice choil, and then the little everything is just super nice. So obviously, if you have larger hands, it's gonna fit well. But yeah, definitely a sweet knife. I'd buy it, but it's probably not worth the effort for how many you'd end up selling. Oh, yeah. I was trying to figure out what you meant. Yeah, for the integral, yeah, it's definitely the cost is just so high on these things, you know. To get them to get an integral like sub $300 is really tough. So, you know, especially if you want it done like thinner, that's more machine time. The billet of titanium is thick. It's pure cost, you know what I mean? It's more of like a feat of like precision and precise like factory work. Like this stuff like this, you know what I mean? But, you know, I want one, but my wallet says no. Yeah, I hear that. I'm going to try so hard to get one, probably going to get immediately deleted by scalpers. But, excuse me. Yeah, I'm sure they'll. It might be another like limited release. It might be like, excuse me, it might be like 150 of each, or you know, whatever. But I'm sure it's going to be limited. They should have they should release them, you know, like, but they should at least have done just a pre-order to see how many, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, the Vanix one would be sweet, but I'm not the biggest fan of like hand satin stuff. So, yeah, no kidding. I really wouldn't doubt that at all. Somebody had a carbon fiber um eschaton, like the one you have, I think. So it was carbon fiber bead blasted blade, black carbon fiber, and titanium frame. Um, at one of the knife shows, I think Stevie had showed it, but it was like crazy. It's like to even see one is crazy now, which is just hard to even fathom. So, I mean, obviously, I see them every day because I can handle mine, but it's wild though. Yeah, I'm not. Uh, the hand satin, I'm not a fan of, like at all. Like, let me wipe this off. I mean, obviously, because it's satin, I could just resand it, but like, I don't want to. That's not the point. So you can see the scratches there on the actual cutting edge. You know what I mean? Or bevel, sorry. I did just hone this thing, so it's like kind of sharp. Like it scratches so easily. It's so terrible. Like, bro, just don't watch the thing. So, anyways, I think the funniest thing was having both of mine over in CA visiting some friends. We had 5 in 1 room. Oh my goodness. 5 in 1 room is just seems kind of insane. Ooh, like I'm glad to I caught my finger. I'm glad to have mine, obviously, thanks to you. But I'll bring mine to the shows. Like I bring mine to every show. I bring both of them because one, people like checking them out. But two, I mean, it's just like you're not gonna see these things. You know what I mean? So, and I can at least keep Isham's name, relevant in a conversation. Which obviously he doesn't need my help, but I like doing that. I like showing those off. Um, it's just something cool to bring people back. You know what I mean? A moment in time, if you will. So Oh, also, um, I did end up getting over 800 subscribers on YouTube. We're at 808. I just checked. So thank you guys very much, of course. It means a lot to me, and I'll promote it more once we get there, but um I think I will do a 1K giveaway just as like a, you know, appreciation, and it's kind of, you know, the mark uh or the next goal, you know what I mean? So yeah, 1K giveaway. I'm going to start promoting that. Even though I said later, I should start promoting it now just so I can get all the little, you know, the giveaway fiends in here. And then I'm going to do it every week though. Like 1K giveaway. And then people are like, when's the giveaway? I'm like, well, when I want to hit 1K. And then I'll be like, oh, okay. Like the, see you later, Neil. Like, employee of the month. She's like, are my glasses done? And the sign says, like, glasses in an hour. And he goes, about an hour. So that'll be me with the giveaway. Like 1K giveaway. I'll be like, well, when I hit 1K, kind of that clickbait stuff, you know. Thank you, Stevie. Yours is an interesting path. Nick bought it from Isham. Oh, what? All right. So for those that, like I said, I got this from Malcolm, and it matches, of course, the Iraq. So he said yours has an interesting path. Nick bought it from Isham at a show, and he kept it forever. Then somehow he found a full dress one, uh, with Timascus covers, which is like, I think they only made two of those, three of those. So he sold it to a friend who sold it to me, and now I have it. Wow. But yeah, nobody's had any money on your eschatonic submission. Yeah, that's cool, man. But yeah, nobody has made any money on your eschatonic submission. That's good. That's awesome. Well, that's really cool. Is Maddie giving his Arius away tonight? I think so, Jesse. I forgot what I was talking about. Ugh, excuse me. Oh, the 1K thing. Yeah. So, um, I don't know what I'd give away. I don't want to give away something too crazy. It's just a 1K. You know what I mean? No, no, how about Arius? Um, I don't know, because I'm really running low on my Forest V2s. I have maybe a handful of them left. Could do a blem maybe. I don't think people are really interested in blem, but free knife is a free knife, so you know. Um, yeah, I don't know. We shall see. Excuse me, I'm getting tired. But yeah, Make them work. Yeah. Exactly. I'll do mystery boxes, but it'll just be like the same knife in every box. That'd be hilarious. That'd be so bad. That'd be like, it would be rigged. Be like, yeah, here's 4 boxes, each one containing something different. Meanwhile, they're not. Just the exact same thing. Just the stickers are stacked in a different order. I have these 3 Mallery boxes. Don't worry about the sides and what they say. I don't know. I like doing because when I did the 500 subscriber giveaway, I think I did a first place, second place, third place. I like doing that. Like, it makes me feel nice doing you know, 3 potential winners. Premeditated fraud. It's not premeditated. I mean, it is. It's not fraud. It's just the same knife in every one. It's fine. They're only winning the one knife. It doesn't matter. They're gonna open up with like, oh, it's number 3. You know what I mean? No, 4th place can get. You get a nod. It's a good time, okay? We're just having fun. I think I did one giveaway like really early on where I did a hand-drawn sketch of the knife that they had won. I thought that was pretty cool. Joseph, howdy. Maybe I could do that again where I'm like, okay, first place gets this knife and, maybe a sketch. I don't know. That would be fun. I think I might do that. That'd be pretty interesting. Well, everybody, any last questions or comments? Anything like that? I'm gonna end up. We're gonna start winding the show up in a bit. But yeah. So, any last questions or anything like that? Anything you need from me? Let me know. Good night, Jesse. Not entering. Oh, you don't want to win a hand drawn sketch? I mean, obviously, first place is getting a knife, but big ups, everyone. Yeah, same here. But yeah. All right. Well, I guess we'll end it. Guess we'll end it. So, thank you everyone for. You want to sketch? Okay. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I'd enter for a sketch, but let someone else win the knife. Yeah. See, my thing with like sketches and stuff like that is, yeah, I feel bad for entering giveaways. Is doing a sketch is like shipping it. Like I know you can do okay cardboard, blah blah blah, but like I don't, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel comfortable unless it's in the box and not like I don't know, but because then I would just sell sketches. You know what I mean? Or prints. Thought about doing that. I thought about making a book with just my sketches in it. But then I was like, no, because then people could try to make these knives. So I don't think that's a good idea. Or I could do like a book. All right, I'm gonna ramble on about it, but just make a book of like my like the knives that are already produced, but like just these would be the sketches. That way, nobody could just make the knife. I don't know. Anyways, get the wheels going on this thing. But I appreciate everybody who stopped in and joined on the stream tonight. I think I'll keep this stream up. I don't think I said anything too crazy, or oh, plastic frame. Ah, smart. Did not think of that. Um, but yeah, I appreciate everybody. Thank y'all for stopping in. Have a good night, and take care, everybody. Excuse me. And I will see y'all in the chat.